Ladies and gentlemen, I came here today with a message that I want you to write on the walls of your mind. 2025 will not be about the economy, not about politics, not about the noise of the world. 2025 will be personal. This year is not waiting for you. It's not going to slow down. The months will pass, the clock will tick, and before you know it, you'll either be living your dream or making excuses. The difference between those who win and those who wander is not talent, not luck. It's decision, your decision. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. Not your boss, not your family, not even your best friend. This year will rise or fall on what you decide to do with your time, your gifts, and your courage. Now, some people will let 2025 become a repeat of 2024. Same struggles, same stories, same fears, but not you. Because this year is going to be personal. You've been through too much, sacrificed too much, survived too much to play small now. This is the year to stop waiting for permission and start giving yourself authority. The authority to dream again, to fail forward, to love deeper, to push harder, and to rise higher. Because when you make it personal, you stop being a spectator, and you step into the game of your own life. So I ask you today, are you ready to make 2025 your year? Are you ready to take it personally? Because the moment you do, everything changes every single day. Life puts choices in front of you. Some are small. What time you wake up, what you eat, how you speak to yourself. Others are massive. Whether you chase that opportunity, whether you stay in the job that drains you, whether you step forward into growth or shrink back into fear. And here's the truth. Those choices are not random. They are writing the story of your life. You are one decision away from a completely different direction. Destiny doesn't happen by accident. It happens by decision. Too many people believe their future is shaped by fate, luck, or circumstance. But the people who rise, the ones who create extraordinary lives, are the ones who recognize that decisions carve out destiny. The choice to keep going when it's hard, the choice to learn when others quit, the choice to say yes when fear is screaming no. That's where futures are built. When you look at the most successful people in the world, it's not that they were born with a secret formula. It's that, moment by moment, they decided to show up differently. They decided to discipline themselves, to use their time wisely, to fight for their vision. The quality of their life is simply the harvest of the decisions they kept making, even when nobody was watching. And here's the part many people don't want to admit: indecision is still a decision. When you hesitate, when you procrastinate, when you let opportunities pass you by, that too shapes your destiny. It's a decision to stay where you are instead of moving forward. The world does not wait for the undecided. It keeps moving, and every day you delay is a day you can't get back. So if you want to change your life in 2025, don't wait for the right conditions. Don't wait until you feel ready. Make the decision now. Because the moment you decide, doors begin to open. Energy begins to shift. Resources you didn't even know existed start to appear. And all of it starts with one powerful choice: to take ownership of your destiny through the decisions you make today. There comes a moment in life when you have to stop pointing fingers and start taking full responsibility. Ownership means you stop blaming the economy, your upbringing, your boss, or your past. It means you look yourself in the mirror and say, if it is to be, it's up to me. That mindset is not about guilt. It's about power. Because the second you claim ownership, you take the steering wheel of your life back into your own hands. Too many people walk around powerless because they've handed over their authority to circumstances. They say, I can't get ahead because of where I came from, or I can't succeed because no one is helping me. But as long as you give excuses, you give away your power. Ownership flips that script. It says, yes, I may not control what happened to me, but I will control how I respond. I will control how I rise. I will control how I move forward. That's real power. When you claim ownership, you shift from being a victim of life to being the author of life. Victims wait. Authors write. Victims complain. Authors create. Victims stay stuck. Authors keep moving. And the difference isn't resources. It isn't connections. It's that one group gives away control and the other takes it back. Ownership unlocks the energy to keep fighting, even when the odds are stacked against you. Think about this. The most successful people you admire weren't given perfect conditions. They didn't wake up with every advantage. But they all had one thing in common. They took ownership. They didn't wait for the world to hand them permission. They decided to write their own permission slip. They decided that their vision mattered too much to let anyone else dictate it. And when you take ownership, you also attract respect. People are drawn to those who carry responsibility with strength. Leaders emerge from ownership, not excuses. Families are strengthened by ownership, not blame. Businesses thrive on ownership, not finger pointing. The power is not out there somewhere. It's already inside you, waiting for the day you finally say, "This is my life, and I own it." One of the greatest traps people fall into is living the same year over and over again and calling it a life. They get stuck in cycles, same routines, same excuses, same disappointments, and then wonder why nothing changes. If you want 2025 to mean something, you have to make a bold decision: no repeats allowed. You cannot afford to drag last year's baggage, last year's failures, or last year's habits into this new chapter. Every year gives you two gifts: lessons and opportunities. The lesson is meant to teach you what to stop doing, and the opportunity is meant to show you what to start doing. But if you keep ignoring the lesson, you'll keep repeating the cycle. Some of you don't need another year. You need to stop recycling the same mistakes. Growth begins when you decide that yesterday will not dictate tomorrow. Repetition without reflection is regret waiting to happen. Think about how many people wake up each January with resolutions, but by February, they've fallen back into the exact same patterns. That's because change isn't about a new calendar date. It's about a new mindset. No repeats allowed means you study your past, but you don't live in it. You pull out the wisdom, but you don't keep replaying the same script. Ask yourself this: if you lived the same way in 2025 as you did in 2024, where would you be a year from now? Would you be proud? Would you be further ahead? Or would you be stuck in the same place, telling the same stories, making the same excuses? The answer to that question is the wake-up call. Because if you don't change something, nothing changes. And here's the truth: life rewards evolution. It rewards the person who refuses to stand still. When you declare no repeats allowed, you put the past in its place and tell the future, "I'm ready for more." That declaration creates momentum. That energy pulls you out of survival mode and into creation mode. And creation is where breakthroughs are born. Comfort is seductive. It whispers to you, "Stay here, don't risk it, don't try, don't stretch." And for a moment it feels safe, it feels easy. But here's the danger: comfort slowly kills dreams. Every time you choose comfort, you shrink your possibilities. Every time you avoid discomfort, you train yourself to settle. If you want 2025 to be personal, if you want it to be powerful, you must choose courage over comfort. Courage doesn't mean you won't feel fear. It means you take action despite the fear. Too many people wait until they feel brave to move forward. But real courage is doing it while your knees are shaking, your palms are sweating, and your heart is racing. Because if you wait for the fear to disappear, you'll be waiting your whole life. Fear never fully leaves, but courage pushes through it. Think about this. Every breakthrough in history was uncomfortable for someone. Inventors were ridiculed. Leaders were criticized. Dreamers were doubted. But they all had one thing in common: they chose courage. They were willing to be misunderstood, rejected, or even laughed at because they valued their vision more than the comfort of fitting in. Comfort creates followers. Courage creates leaders. And here's the truth: your dreams live on the other side of discomfort. The promotion you want, the business you're thinking about starting, the relationship you want to build, the health you want to achieve. It all requires courage. You'll have to risk rejection, push through failure, and step into the unknown. But that's the price of growth. Comfort costs you your future. Courage buys it back. When you choose courage, you discover strength you didn't know you had. You build resilience. You unlock doors that comfort could never open. And soon, what once felt terrifying becomes your new normal. That's the beauty of courage. It doesn't just change your situation, it changes you. And once you've tasted the power of courage, you'll never want to go back to the prison of comfort again. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's the ingredient that builds it. Too many people treat failure like a finish line, when in reality, it's just feedback. It's life's way of saying, not this way. Try again, learn, grow, adjust. The greatest achievers in history didn't avoid failure. They embraced it, they studied it, and they used it as fuel to propel them forward. The problem is, most people fear failure so much that they never even try. They sit on the sidelines, watching others take risks, because they can't handle the thought of falling short. But here's the truth: the pain of failure lasts a moment, but the pain of regret can last a lifetime. Which pain would you rather carry? The sting of a lesson, or the weight of what if? Think about how many inventions, businesses, and breakthroughs were born out of repeated failure. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Athletes fail in practice over and over before they break records. Entrepreneurs fail in ideas before they find the one that works. Failure is not a dead end, it's training ground. Every time you fail, you're not starting over, you're starting smarter. And when you reframe failure as fuel, you stop fearing it and start seeking it. Because failure exposes your weaknesses, and once you see them, you can strengthen them. Failure reveals what doesn't work, so you can get closer to what does. Failure toughens your skin, strengthens your heart, and teaches you to stand back up. Without failure, success would collapse the moment pressure arrived. Failure is proof that you are in the game. It means you're trying, you're stretching, you're reaching beyond what's comfortable. The only people who don't fail are the ones who don't attempt anything worth doing. And you are not here to play small. You are here to rise, to risk, to learn, and to use every failure as the fire that pushes you into your next victory.